Before we get into the video, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I mean, come on, what are you doing if you're not subbed to me by now? My content is fire, from stop motions, news videos, reviews, music occasionally. All my social media accounts are linked down below, and now, let's get straight to it. Okay, we have some crazy and sort of controversial news to cover in this video, depending on how you look at things. So first up here, I want to talk about this Hasbro and Mattel deal that was just announced about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago at the time of this recording. It's going to be a multi-year licensing agreement for cross-brand toys, and Hasbro will be doing some Barbie-themed Monopoly, and Mattel will be doing some Transformers-themed Uno, and even more crazy, they're going to be doing some Hot Wheels too. So I know a lot of people, especially me too, back with Hot Wheels and sometimes Matchbox cars too, I used to pretend they were Transformers and stuff. So this deal right here, especially with Transformers and Hot Wheels coming together, has been sort of a dream of mine since I was a little kid. So this is a crazy announcement. I'm going to read an excerpt from the agreement that they just put out. And I quote, "As the toy makers ramp up their Hollywood ambitions, Hasbro will create Barbie-branded Monopoly games to launch fall 2023, while Mattel will produce Transformers-branded Uno games set to release later this year, and Transformers-branded Hot Wheels vehicles will debut in early 2024. We are excited to pair some of the most popular brands together for the first time. The collaboration features world-class IP, celebrates the timeless appeal of these brands, and creates unique play opportunities for fans." So that was Nick Karamonos, Senior VP of Entertainment Partnerships at Mattel. With the major theatrical releases of the Transformers and Barbie movies in summer 2023, we're excited to bring brand new play experiences to fans, families, and movies and toy lovers all around the world. That was said by President of Global Licensed Consumer Products and Business Development, Casey Collins. So, you heard it here. We're going to be getting some Barbie-branded Monopoly in 2023, but obviously more importantly for this channel, Transformers Hot Wheels collaboration in 2024. So this is going to be, it's pretty crazy. We're getting probably transforming Hot Wheels figures a little under a year away from now, or a year away, depending on what time next year those drop. So I'm pretty excited for this, actually. I'm curious to see what characters they choose for the Hot Wheels, what car designs they're going to do, paint apps and transformation schemes, and how the robot modes are going to look, the car modes, just all that stuff, weapons, the packaging, what kind of collaborative packaging they're going to use with Hot Wheels and Transformers fusing together. It's just a lot to think about and speculate as a fan like us, what this could look like a year from now. So yeah, this is pretty great. I'm really excited for this deal to come to fruition with the Hot Wheels transforming Transformers figure. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's really crazy to think about. And once more, Lorenzo de Bonaventura sat down with Collider for another interview, this time talking about Rise of the Beast, and he dropped some things that are a bit well, some things that do sound good for the Rise of the Beast movie, like character arcs, but something later on in the article that can be considered a bit controversial and crazy, to say the least. He says here, "I think the way to talk about this is, what were our goals in making this, in making Bumblebee? Our objective was to see how far, frankly, we could create intimacy in a movie with a robot." A little bit weird there to say, but okay. "And it was a conscious attempt not to make the biggest scale, but to center the story around an emotional construct. I think the movie is very successful in what it did. There were fans that complained that there were not enough action, but it was very well received as a movie, Our hope was when we started out, and our intention was to bring the intimacy that we were able to create in Bumblebee with the scale that was represented in what's called the Bay movies." Yeah, Lorenzo, the Bay movies are called Bayverse. Thanks for saying that. The more important thing here that I want to cover is, he says here, But what's interesting is, and you will appreciate this as a fan, at the end of Bumblebee, Optimus comes to Earth. What he's experienced is failure, probably for the first time in his life, right? He's had to retreat, he's leaving the planet Cybertron. Well, I wouldn't say that's his, first failure in his life, but okay. What's happened to him from that experience? When we first meet him in 2007, he's a particular person, if you would. And in 1994, he's not the same person. He still has growth to do between 94 and 2007. So the character arc for Optimus in this film, and the fun for the audience, is when you first meet Optimus, we've had this experience because we've watched it with audiences and we've heard them talk about it. They're like, it's definitely Optimus, but there's something a little different at first. They're like, wait, what? Who? What Optimus is this? And by the end of the movie, Optimus has become the guy that you've recognized from the Bay movies. Emotional. Lorenzo, buddy, producer of all the Transformers movies and the crappy G.I. Joe movies, by the way. What are you saying here? This babbling, buffoon, straight, bozo statement here. How are you going to try and connect Rise of the Beast to the 2007 movie and furthermore the rest of the Bayverse? This makes absolutely no sense, and I know for a fact this is probably not going to be the case for the final movie, and he's just saying this to rile up people, to get articles and people speculating and theorizing. He's just talking out of his you-know-what here. This, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Paramount and whoever's in charge of this movie to actually connect it to Bayverse, but to think that it would actually happen, I'm in denial right now. I mean, you're watching this in real time. I mean, it could be the case, but with all that they're changing with this movie and the continuity since Bumblebee in 2018, it would not make absolutely any sense to connect Rise of the Beast and Bumblebee to the Bayverse. Sure, you could argue there are certain similarities, like Bumblebee being the Camaro, RC having wheel legs that are, by the way, pretty different than what we see in Revenge of the Fallen. Optimus having some Bay designs like the face, but I mean, it's just totally different. We're dealing with Unicron in this new trilogy, when in The Last Knight Unicron was Earth, and now it seems like Unicron is not Earth. So you're reckoning a lot of things here. Why would you even try and consider that in the same continuity as the other 5 Transformers movies? It was very clear that this was a heavy reboot with certain ideas that actually worked, that fans liked from the Bayverse, taken over into this new movie universe with Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast and whatever else they're planning on making. The Cybertron prequel, we don't even know what continuity that movie's in yet, so your guess is as good as mine as when that's supposed to take place. So, I mean, it's very strange. Like I said, Lorenzo, a lot of times in these interviews, he just says things to say things, so I wouldn't get too worked up, but it is something. I mean, he is a producer of this movie, so him saying this does hold some weight, if you're asking me. Will this be a sequel to the Bay movies? Only time will tell. Or a prequel, I should say, to the Bay movies. But, I mean, this is just a big, what the heck is he saying here? I mean, we could go in circles about this all day. I mean, I don't know what to think about this. Lorenzo showing another example of how much of a bozo he is over the years. I just don't know why Hasbro or Paramount hasn't fired this guy yet. Snake Eyes was a mess. The past 2 G.I. Joe movies from 2009 and 2013 were a complete, utter mess, even though I sort of enjoyed them when I was a little kid. And then the reception of The Last Knight, you would have thought they would have gotten Travis Knight back as at least the producer instead of Lorenzo, judging by the vision he had for Bumblebee and for sequels going forward. I would be okay with Stephen Caple Jr. being the director, but, I mean, you could have at least brought back Travis Knight to helm this new vision of what was supposed to be the reboot. Now Lorenzo seems like he's inching back with this, and It's just ridiculous. But anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys think about the Mattel and Hasbro partnership? We are finally getting Hot Wheels Transformers collaborative figures after all these years, decades and decades of waiting and wondering as little kids, when would this happen? And we finally have it coming into fruition next year. What do you guys think about the baffling and dumb statements that Lorenzo made here in this new Collider article? And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!
Barbecue bacon burger.